Okay, so I've been thinking about it, and I feel I've been eating. I've been eating for probably the last 30-40 minutes after I came up with this delicious concoction. But I was thinking because I know I'm pretty sure I've tried octopus in some sort of sushi dish that I have had over the years. And the thing I find a little bit daunting is that this is a huge tentacle. It's not like a nice little piece, a little bite-sized piece that you can just kind of pop in your mouth and pretend it's something else or anything of the sort. I've had lots and lots of calamari over the years. I love calamari, by the way. But yeah, this guy is huge. He's huge. And I find him kind of scary. So I have 10 pieces of food left on the tray that I need to try to make it through because A, it's delicious, and B, I did not run all the way downtown to do all the shopping to not eat my food. So thankfully I only made about a third of each of the packages, but it still was a significant amount. But I definitely wanted to share this moment with you. So wish me luck, and I think I'll start at the end here. We'll see how it goes. Oh, look at that. Yeah, a piece of tentacle sticking outside of my mouth. That little bit of humor definitely got me through that. Okay. So it's chewy. It's not too bad. Teeth can kind of get through it easily, so it's not too chewy. It's not rubbery. So I'm glad I didn't overcook it. On the package, it said it was sustainably harvested, so that's a good thing. But now we're starting to get into the bigger. Ooh, look, I almost lost that guy. Slippery little suckers, aren't they? Yes, that was a Pretty Woman quote. But yeah, so it kind of also freaks me out. I was chewing that other piece, which was a little bit long, but not very thick. And I would look down and see those little suckers. And I am definitely a very big foodie. I love eating food. I travel and I like to try any of the foods that are local to wherever I'm at, some specialties. So I've came across a lot of really great things that way that I've incorporated more into my family's diets and trying and passing on the love and experience of food to my family and friends. I'm just going to take a quick little drink here. Okay. So I am going, I don't know. I don't think I'll stay on the entire tentacle, but I know if I do stay on, then I definitely will have to finish it. Whereas if I get off of the recording, I may talk myself into not finishing it. So here we go. Okay. Yum, yum. Yeah, okay. So I think definitely the key for me, anyways, I don't know. Octopus lovers out there, you let me know what works for you. But after I take that bite, definitely do not look down at the remaining tentacle and suckers. No. And I keep doing it. So I'll just move that guy over there. And yeah, so this was my first time cooking with lemongrass. They had a couple of packs at the Superstore, and cutting it up was so delicious. I was like, Jersey, smell this. Doesn't it smell so delicious like lemons? He's like, what? And he smells it. I was like, doesn't it smell like lemons? He's like, if you say so. The outer shells are pretty hard and kind of hurt when they poke into your cheeks or your gums. Okay, yeah. So my absolute favorite out of my little dish, which is not surprising because I love these guys so much, are the jumbo scallops. So they started off about 3 times that size, and then from cooking them they got smaller, but they're still good and not tough at all. I love the little sweetness about them. And I also use sesame oil, butter, and a bit of canola oil when I was starting to cook all the seafood. And then I added the various versions of seafood and put all the spices, the lemongrass, the garlic, the jalapeno on top. What else did I? Oh, shallots. So I'm not too accustomed with working with shallots either, but I'm definitely trying to expand my culinary skill base. And Friday after work, I had a couple of things to do, and then I came home, had a bath, was relaxing, and then I got into watching YouTube videos. And that's where I came into like these Asian ASMR videos, and they're eating like big trays of seafood, which I'm like, wow, that's freaking amazing. Essentially, it's freaking amazing. You can fit all of that into your tiny little selves. And they're like power troopers. They would like take this tentacle like it was nothing, and they would just like bite if they have to once, but like put it on part of their mouth. And like, power to you. That's awesome. Who knows? We'll see where this goes at some point in time, but I think something that I would enjoy doing is working with different foods, kind of going through step-by-step processes, and hopefully inspiring others to extend their culinary boundaries, and then eventually sharing a meal together. So yeah, there's like probably about 4 or 5, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, about 7 inches left of this delicious tentacle. And you can see, like, if I can move my wrist the right way, the meat is all white inside. So the outside is a little bit like reddish purple, and the inside is all white. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna give it another try. Okay. Key to, like, note to self: do not look down at the tentacle after you take a bite. Don't do it. Don't do it, Lisa. You don't want to do that. Doesn't do you any good. Doesn't serve any of our purposes right now. Okay? Okay. First thing I do. Okay. Shove that over there. I think one thing I'm super thankful for is that you don't get any like gritty pieces. That also would not be cool. You know, when you're eating some clams or oysters, steamed oysters, and like that little bit of grit. And speaking of which, this wasn't my summer to go back to the East Coast to visit. I usually go every second year, and I went last year with my daughter Liberty. Take her back after her graduation year to see all of her childhood friends, the houses we used to live in, as well as the school she had attended. I think it was a really good experience for her. And then I brought her to the Cavendish Beach Music Festival. And oh yes, so in PEI at Cavendish, there's this restaurant. It's called Carr's Oyster Bar. Freaking amazing. They have quahogs there. I had never tried a quahog in my life until Scott and I had traveled there. What year would that be? 2015. And we found this place. And we got some steamed clams, oysters. The oysters were so cute. I've never had steamed oysters since then. They had like this cute little pearl part inside them that was like so white. It was just so cute. But then they had quahogs on the menu, and you can have them steamed or raw. We also had raw oysters. And the quahogs were pretty amazing as well. But you go to Carr's Oyster Bar and you can get whole lobsters as well. And I'm definitely looking forward to that when I go back to visit next year. 2021. Cavendish Beach. Yeah. So that actually went down pretty good. Getting better at this. Not looking down, talking to you about different life experiences. Actually, I think 3.5 inches left. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh. Oh, man, that was so scary. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. So, one good thing about this is I think I have one more bite left to eat. Okay. I have super crazy lighting in here too. They're like all across the top, and so they shine directly right down. I think if they're in front, it'd be kind of like glamcore lights. But it does the job. You see what I'm doing, I can see what I'm doing. It's all good. Okay. Whew. Okay. I think I'm just going to split that up a little bit. I'll have one of these guys. It's interesting. Yeah, the shells, you can't really tell. They're like bluish green. And I threw so much chili powder on this. I really was going for that nice red look, and usually I have Old Bay seasoning for the for the Louisiana boils. Frick yeah, I love those things. Best days ever. And I came across it. I was in Keno City, Yukon. Population of 11, I believe. I had chosen to spend Canada Day there quite a few years ago now, maybe like 4 or 5, 2015, 2016. Might be no, I'm not sure, somewhere around there. And so I go to Keno and get there at like midnight, check into my room, and the bar was open until, I don't know, I think I went to bed at 5. There was about 6 or 7 of us, and there was this lady there that had an amazing voice. She just kept singing. It was amazing. But it was so fun because we're on the kind of like the outlands of the Yukon. No real laws or rules to follow. And yeah, so stay up till about 5 a.m., go to bed. And then they remind me that there's the parade the next day. So I come down, I have breakfast, and they're like, oh, yes, go down to the house down the road. I think it was a blue fence, might be a red fence. And they're like, they'll dress you up for the parade. And I was like, whoa, no. No, I'm good. Because if we're all in the parade, then you're not going to have any spectators or cheerleaders. So that will be my role today. And so I did. I was cheering them on. They had four wheelers, side by sides, people walking, and they're all decked out in their Canada Day gear. And it was so much fun. And it was a mobile parade, so I think they had the parade about 6 or 7 times that day. That was so cool. And then, yeah, I was feeling a little bit under the weather after that, and was it before or after dinner? Because they actually do a pig roast. So Leo gets up at he doesn't get up. He leaves the bar to go out back to start the pig roast at about 3 a.m. And he roasts a whole pig. So there's a whole barbecue dinner that we have. It's $20. And you get salads, corn, and freshly roasted pig. And he's usually wearing some sort of costume. One year he had the Mad Hatter costume on. Another one, it was like a big Chef Boyardee, which was super cool. And yeah, definitely suggest going and checking that out. So I think it might have been before dinner. I was up in my hotel room and I was just watching YouTube videos. And I was like, crawfish. Some reason crawfish stuck in my head. So I was like, I'm gonna go and YouTube crawfish, and I ended up coming across like Louisiana crawfish boils and how to eat crawfish. So for hours I was inside my hotel room just watching all these videos. And the best thing ever was the next day I left to Whitehorse and was flying, got my hair done, and then flew over to Halifax, and they have the Captain's Boil there, which is essentially is Louisiana crawfish boil. So you can have crab, crawfish, shrimp, usually comes with corn, potatoes. You get okra in some places in BC, sausage, a lot of different things that you can add, and you can get it spicy, not so spicy, medium spicy. And it was so freaking cool eating crawfish for the first time based on the videos and the tips and tricks that I learned while I was in Keno, Yukon, like 2 days before. Yeah, so I'm gonna eat this mussel. That's my story. I have so many different stories about different things, and that one's always gonna be memorable. And here in the Yukon, it's really, really hard to find crawfish, but they actually carried them at Stacy's Butcher Block in Porter Creek and Whitehorse. Okay, so this is the last chunk. It's like just over 2 inches. Let's try to break it up with that mussel there. I was eating the crab, and it was pretty salty. I love crab, it's so delicious, so buttery tasting. But yeah, this one was definitely on the saltier side. Ooh, okay. I don't know if you can see. There's like this weird little hole thing right in the middle. I might Google that later, see what's what. I might not, because I just don't want to. But here we go. Okay. Oh God, no. No. I know for a fact I would not have made it through if I wasn't recording. No. So I bought this pack of octopus. from the superstore. And there was 3 tentacles inside of it. There was like this great big one. It was all curly and like really thick on top. And there's the medium one, and then the little small one. Not gonna lie, I was gonna put the small one in the pan. And I was like, no, you need to actually like have more to properly gauge your thoughts and feelings on it. So I put the medium one in. So I still have another one that's almost twice the size of that guy. And he was pretty big. And then one like half the size. I don't know. Maybe I'll like come up with a chowder or something. Chowder. As the Simpsons would say. Chowder. Okay, so I think that is that. I have that much left, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, it's not bad. So because I mixed up the octopus, I have only 6 pieces left, which is amazing. I'll try to adjust this because it's falling around. So I will bid you adieu, good night, guten Abend, auf Wiedersehen, meine Großvater komme aus Deutschland. However, I am definitely Yukon First Nations, member of the Trondek-Gwich'in in Dawson City, of Han and Gwich'in descent, but I also recognize my Danish and German ancestry, and I love them all, just as I love my family. Okay, so thanks for sharing that experience with me. It's kind of funny. I'm gonna look back at this in a couple of years. Oh God. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, there's definitely some jalapenos mixed into the like little crevices of that lemongrass. So, yes. Thank you, and have a good night.